In the latest development coming in from Manipur, there are two bodies of two Meitei men that have been recovered from the houses in Manipur's Jiribam a day after security forces shot dead 10 suspected militants in the area. Police also said that there were 6 people who were living in a relief camp in the area that have gone missing since the gunfight. The Jakurador and Boro Bekra areas in Jiribam district, which are close to the hills of the neighboring Hamar majority district, witnessed a major gunfight. Now, according to the police, the gunfight took place after a CRPF post located in the area and the nearby police station came under fire. There were local residents said that the suspected militants had also attacked homes and shops in the Meitei settlements in the area earlier that day. Now, authorities are closely monitoring the situation to prevent further escalation. Now, this comes as Manipur has been witness to a fresh spate of violence over the last week, with several attacks taking place across the state. Earlier in Jiribam, there was a 31-year-old mother of 3 that was shot to death after militants torched 17 houses in Zaira village. This was followed by a 34-year-old woman farmer being gunned down while working in paddy fields at Bishnupur. Now, militants had also targeted farmers in Sanasabi Lokul village in Imphal East, and the BSF and the Mahar regiment were quick to come to the aid of the farmers. There was one army Jawan, however, that was injured in the gunfire. It is no doubt that there is a 360-degree action plan that is the need of the hour to bring about calm and peace in Manipur. I'm going to start my conversation. Joining me on the telecast is Major General Sudhakarji. General Sudhakar, the situation as tense as this, and we have been every single day talking about Manipur, the violence that has escalated. We're getting to know that today, after the gunfire that was reported yesterday, the violence that had been perpetuated by these suspected militants, they set shops on fire, and in this fire there were 2 Meitei men who were charred to death. How do we resolve the situation? Will we at this point of time continue to wait that these militants are again going to strike? They are going to attack civilians, they are going to hit the CRPF forces, the armed forces, the police, and then come up with a counter-action plan?
Megha, good afternoon. Thank you for getting me to your show. Compliments to the co-panelists and the viewers. Now, as regards to the question which you have posed, in my personal view and assessment, being a student of geopolitics, security and strategy, the situation as prevalent in Manipur is gone beyond criticality. We have been discussing in your channel for quite some time, and unless some drastic and serious measures are taken, we might as well forget about our 7 sisters or the complete Northeast, because the design and the plan is a very serious plan in place. I have flagged it time and again through your channel that actually what is behind the scene is not visible to the naked eye. There is a great design and plan in action. There are invisible actors who are operating and making a situation, cumulative situation in Manipur beyond control. So having said that, so be that as it may, what is the solution? What is the way forward? That is what perhaps in your preamble you wanted me to ask. So let me respond to it in the following manner. First and foremost thing, it is a fully blown insurgency taking place. You may call it under different names, ethnic, call it cross-tribal ethnic cleansing or whatever. So, because one act is going to lead to another one, and there is going to be a counter act, and likewise, it will keep on spiraling. So, how do you arrest it? So, for arresting a thing like this, first and foremost, we have to understand the ground situation, where exactly it's taking place. And secondly, we have to see the stakeholders. Who are the enemies? We need to understand. Do you have the information about the people who are participating in these kind of activities? If yes, is the information scant or limited information of factor for ineffective and successful operations by our forces? If yes, then we need to actually channelize our resource and energy and effort and focus on int generation. Now, is there a deployment which is lacking the anti-CI counter-insurgency grade? If it is so, then we need to go in for it.
Okay.
So where are they coming
all
from?
right.
Where are they
Let me also get into the conversation. Kishan Kishan, advocate at the High Court. He is representing the Meitei community into this conversation. Mr. Kishan, how do you view the situation right now? There have been 2 Meitei men that were targeted. The shops of a number of Meitei community members had been targeted. They were burnt down. Do you think this is the ethnic violence, the conflict between the Kukis and the Meiteis that has now escalated no end? There have been more and more killings that have been reported. Or do you think this has become an issue of national security, border security?
First, I would like to say I just not just a Meitei representative, but I would like to say I'm representative on behalf of people of Manipur and the citizen of this country. So my view will be not just for the Meitei or something other in a very narrow one-way approach. The thing is that what is happening in Manipur is quite some time for the past 18 months and nothing has been changed. So from yesterday onward, there is a continuous sheltering of bombs and guns everywhere in various parts of location across the Imphal, East, West, Bishnupur, and also in Jiribam. Even in this situation, women and child have not been spared. The situation is like the many have comes out of control. I mean, the thing is, people some of them have lost their mind. So many factors are also involved in. So as that the respected panelist was saying, there are individual actors might have involved. So in the situation is Manipur is not just it's just not just that ethnic concern. It is more than that. It involves political tensions. At the same time, national security also, as even our honorable CM has also said, there are also foreign hands involved in the situation of Manipur.
Okay, let's also get in a view. Let's also get in a view right now from Kachin Langel, who's a Kuki voice. And Kachin Langel, let's hear your opinion. Now, what has actually transpired yesterday is that there have been these militants, and they belong to the Kuki tribe, and they have come and set fire to the shops that belong to the Meitei community. There has been an action that has been taken by the CRPF Jawans, and in that action there are 10 of these suspected Kuki militants that have died. There has been one CRPF Jawan that has also been martyred. Do you think the Kuki retaliation because of this ethnic conflict is becoming more and more violent, and fatalities that we have been able to count over the past several months since this conflict started, and it's a cause of concern, and there is urgent action that needs to be taken?
Thank you, madam, for inviting me for your program. I have no word to say on this, what happened yesterday. My sympathies to the Jawan who was martyred and his families, and whatever happened could have been avoided. The version I heard, madam, I'm from that area. Jagurado is our road, main connection from our village to Jiribam or Silchar, whoever wants to go there. And the last time I visited that area was 2022 December. Till then, the post was manned by Assam rifles, and only recently they were replaced by CRPF. So as long as the Assam rifles were there were no conflicts in that area. As regards yesterday's incident, my information is one man who escaped and reached hospital for treatment. He said that I think he accepted what they banned some shops. Then they told the CRPF people that they are not there to attack them, so they don't have to have any apprehensions about them.
Sir, there were two men from the Meitei community that died. They were charged to death, and you are at this point of time saying that the armed forces, the CRPF and the armed forces should not act.
I'm not contesting that. They talked to the CRPF, they asked them to allow them to go, and they left the place, but a few distance from, after they reached a few distance, they were shot in the back, they were ambushed or something like that. That is the information I have. But you have to know the chronology of Jiribam. What happened on June 6th? What happened on November 7th? At Jairon, houses were burned, one woman was shot in the leg, dragged out, raped, and burned to death.
Okay, Mr. Kishan, now here my sole purpose over here is discuss and have a cohesive conversation with all parties, including the Kukis and the Meiteis. When is this violence going to end? Because according to you, now if there is an attack by the Meiteis and there have been some Kuki tribe members that have been killed, and there is a retaliation from the Kukis, and yesterday there were two men that were charged to death from the Meitei community, and this is will continue to go on. There does not seem to be a light at the end of the tunnel. When is this going to stop? How is it going to stop? Are you at this point of time wanting to come to the discussion table and finalize and negotiate a peace deal? Because it doesn't seem like there is any sort of an impetus or inclination for both the communities to sit down, have a talk and bring about peace in the region, instead of these deaths that are being reported unfortunately every single day.
Regarding the Meitei community, I don't think Meitei communities are not ready to sit down and talk. Meitei has always been open to sit down and talk with the peace process. But I don't know about the Kuki community, so since we have not been communicated, so even the Home Minister have invited the various community to sit down. I think one meeting has already been held. So if we look at the history of Manipur since 1992, there is a Naga-Kuki conflict. It lasted almost 8 years. So even that conflict was not sit down, it's not stopped properly by signing a deal. It was just both of the parties were tired and just with the flow. So for the current situation in Manipur, it's like whatever the Kukis are demanding, it's that separate state. In some time they also demand for separate country, which is not negotiable to the Manipuri and the Meitei community as a whole, because the Meitei believes that Manipur has been part and parcel of 2,000 years old history.
Okay, let me also hear it from Kachin Langel. The same question. Why aren't the Meiteis and the Kukis unwilling to come to the discussion table and negotiate peace? How long will there be more killings, more properties being damaged and burnt? How many bodies are going to be charred for a solution and for peace to be sustained in the region?
I like Brother Kishan Singh. His approach is quite neutral. We need neutral intellectuals from the Meitei majority community to take a stand, speak the truth, call spade a spade, and our action has to be balanced. You can't take action immediately against some groups, but never take action against some groups. That should not happen. Until and unless that happens, this will go on, madam. And we need the intellectual circle of our Meitei people to take the initiative. The demand of the Kuki Zomi people was not separate state earlier. This thing happened, the demand escalated only after May 3, 2023. You remember in 2017, after the 3 bill agitation, we signed an agreement with the Manipur state government on May 10, 2017, after Biren Singh government came. There was no separate state demand. We demanded separate administration. The agreement was signed by the Chief Secretary, the convener, and witnessed by Minister of Home Affairs under Selfie. That was not implemented. No talks were held, no tripartite talks. Now, these things are happening. No one, the action from the state government, the police is always questionable.
The thing is over.
We have to have balanced approach. We have to be neutral.
I'll just request Major General Sudhakarji, if you could mute yourself so that others can make a point over here. Yeah. Yes, sir. Yes, Mr. Langel.
Our approach has to be neutral, uniform. If some group attacks some place, you take action against the group, whoever is attacking them. And if the other group also attack, you take action again.
But you think neutrality can be maintained over here, especially when we see these suspected Kuki insurgents that are entering from Myanmar into Manipur? They are carrying with them drugs. They are carrying with them arms and ammunition and weapons. How do we ensure that the ethnic violence does not turn into a law and order situation, and not just a law and order situation? Our borders are then at risk.
Madam, insurgents enter from Myanmar, not only Kukis, Meiteis are also coming from there. And the drug is practiced by everyone. Meiteis are no sense, Nagas are no sense, Kukis are no sense. They are all involved in this drug trade and arms smuggling. No one is sane in Manipur, not only Kukis.
Okay, Mr. P.K. Mishra, he is the former ADG, BS and CRPF on the telecast with me. We'll try to get him into the conversation very shortly. But General Sudhakarji, let's hear it from you. You've heard Mr. Langel, you've heard Mr. Kishan. There's a situation at this point of time very complicated, because when the armed forces hands are tied, the central government and the state government do not really want to do anything about the situation for whatever political reasons and vested interests. Can there be a solution be found to this conflict? One is the ethnic conflict that is taking place. The other one is about the infiltrators, the drug cartel, the arms and ammunition that is being smuggled into Manipur, into India, is a massive national security concern.
Is that question to me, Megha?
Yeah, it is.
Okay. Firstly, compliments to both the co-panelists for having covered their angst. I myself, I'm very, very upset about the situation in Manipur is being handled. Being a military man, it's not going down too well. I am feeling very uncomfortable sitting at Jaipur commenting on a situation without knowing where is what. But as I can visualize, one has been keeping in touch with the updates. The following things are coming to my mind. Firstly, there is a lack of seriousness. Lack of seriousness by the people who are responsible to ensure law and order, stable security situation, prevent infiltration across the border, prevent movement of narcotics, illegal movement of the weapons coming from across Myanmar into our side. Also, not conduct effective and successful operations to disarm the people, the local people who presumably have been having the weapons which are looted from the police armory, plus the weapons which are coming in. So if that be the kind of situation, let me also give it in a preamble that the same state had witnessed, I would say, for lack of correct expression, lack of violence, peace and harmony and stable situation for almost 8 to 9 years prior to 3rd of May 2023. If that could happen, then why suddenly a spurt in violence has taken place? So that's where the point is coming to. There are some actors who are beyond what is visible to us, you, me and all of us. Who are these actors? I personally feel we need to join the dots in the local level and the regional and the global level. The latest event which has taken place is the election in America. Having studied the history of Myanmar and having pinned down to the turn of event in 2006 when Thein Sein was the president, and the approach of Myanmar till then, till 2006, is to be pro-China, and from 2006 onwards, the shift in the leaning started changing towards America. My take is that it is a great strategic rivalry between the USA and China, number one. Number two, ISI is very much present. Nothing can happen without the presence of ISI. And it is added on kind of a curry of flavor to the fault line which are existing historically between different kinds of ethnic groups that we are discussing. So if that be the kind of situation, I personally feel, my take is, first and foremost, the government has to take a call. Are they serious about it? Because if they are not, I am afraid, Megha, the situation is destined to go out of hand. It is already going out of hand.
Yeah, okay.
Instead of Manipur, it will spread to Nagaland. It will also spill over to Assam. It will spill over to Meghalaya and Mizoram. So things are in a bad shape.
Okay.
We have heard the comments of the Chief Minister of Mizoram, what he said when he went to
Yes, we were discussing about this. Mr. Kishan, I'm going to come back to you now. In face of the common enemy, and as was mentioned by General Sudhakarji, China at this point of time controlling a lot of countries, and Myanmar is one of them, in a bid to indirectly attack India and its integrity and sovereignty. Can communities in Manipur come together, understand the threat, and work peacefully together in cooperation with the state and the central government and the armed forces to weed out this threat?
Yes, of course. If we have a BJP government at the center as well as BJP government at its state, and there is an absolute majority in the state of Manipur. If the states and their parties are willing to sit on the table, I think they can absolutely, that the central has to take more roles and responsibility rather than the state. As some communities blaming the Honorable Chief Minister, therefore, the central government and the armed forces has to take the major role to bring all the stakeholders together and sit down and discuss what are the way forwards. In this arena, even the civilians have no option. We are all living in a chaotic environment. We are all struggling even day-to-day survival nowadays, even us. So it's only the central government, then the state government, and some other stakeholders, civil servant organizations, they must do. Otherwise, we will keep suffering. Not, as Janet already said, that it will spread to other states. And taking these opportunities, I would like to request that as in the news, that in social media, that women and children have been captured. If somebody are listening, they should be released. They are innocent. They know nothing about the situation. They just happen.
Yeah,
this is part of the program system. They are not involved in this crisis. So why should they be punished?
Okay.
The innocent should not be punished.
Okay, Mr. Langle, okay, you made your point. Mr. Langle, quickly a concluding remark from you as well. Can there be at this point of time cooperation expected out of the two communities?
Madam, as I said in the beginning, I am really, really sorry for whatever happened and goes on in Manipur. But I want to point out one fact for you. Lisipriya Komujam, the climate activist, posted in her Facebook giving thanks to one Meitei CRPF officer for the killing of 11 people. I am surprised to see that. She did not name him, but neutral officers has to be there in Manipur. Neither Kuki nor Meitei officers should be posted in Manipur, so that there can be no bias. The law must be equally applied on both sides. That's all I want to point out. But I hope with people like our General Sudhakarji and our Kishan Singhji, if more people are there, peace can be achieved always. Only we need determination, political will. That is unfortunately not there in Manipur. Very, very sorry state of Manipur. I never saw this. I was in Imphal for 3 years, adjacent to Palace compound. We live together like one family with our landowners, house owners,
Okay.
our landlords.
Okay.
But
All right.
then I dare not go there. And
Okay.
we cannot go there, and the government is not doing anything to
Right,
make
okay.
it possible.
For more such videos, subscribe to the NewsX YouTube channel, hit the bell icon.